Coming up today on This Is True
What
Really
happens
News.
when I eat lumpy cream of wheat? You're going to have to paste that together, aren't you?
Couple of doctor stories.
Oh, don't tell me we're playing doctor again. Stories.
Yeah, we are. We're playing doctor stories again.
Okay.
So if you like doctor stories like I like doctor stories, please like, follow,
Call your doctor.
like, subscribe, and follow. This is True Really News. Leave comments where you catch us and send any stories you'd like us to do to TITR@netradio.network. I almost got it right that time.
Pretty close. I was impressed.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
I think the hat's squeezing my head.
I thought of maybe we should leave comments, and other people should.
Oh, let's do that. Let's troll ourselves.
Troglodytes. In 1973, Nissim Kalan was living in a tent on a beach north of Tel Aviv. That would be Israel.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Associated Press, he started scratching into a sandstone cliff wall along the beach, eventually excavating a cave where he moved in.
Okay, I thought maybe that it itched, and so he was scratching the heck out of it.
Yes, because everyone is so worried about sandstone itching.
Mm-hmm.
1973 to, 2023 would be 58 years. Everything's 58. Remember, it's a bit we do?
Yeah. I'm getting it.
So 58 years later, his created home is a sandcastle now with multiple floors, staircases, detailed mosaic floors, and even plumbing. I know.
This is amazing.
That's very cool, which means Israel's Environmental Protection Ministry
Yep.
is now moving to evict him, saying the structure is illegal and threatens the coastline.
Likely
it hasn't,
it's
mind
illegal.
you, for 50 years, but it does now.
Mm-hmm.
He said he first got it.
Now that we know about it, it's a danger.
It's been a tussle. He first got a demolition order in 1974, but since then the government's pretty much left him alone. They even connected his home up to electricity. The 77-year-old said, "I'm not leaving here. I'm ready for them to bury me here. I don't have another home."
And it'll take me 58 years to dig enough somewhere else.
Dude, just hang in there, because honestly, the Israeli government gets busy with other stuff a lot.
Yep.
Just hang in there.
Doctor stories. During
Kildare?
a patient. Huh? No.
What was the other one? Dr. Kildare? and Dr.
Kildare is such a bad name for a doctor. I'd change my name to Dr. Lifeline or something.
Marcus Welby.
Dr. Feelgood. See? Welby.
No, we've done Who did Dr. Feelgood? Peter Sellers.
Well, also, that was a song by one of the hair bands in the 80s.
Yeah, but the movie was in the 60s, so Peter Sellers wins.
Okay. During a patient's 2-week follow-up appointment with his cardiologist, he informed me, his doctor, that he was having trouble with one of his medications. Which one, I asked. The patch. That light you see at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah.
That's exactly what you think it is.
No weird twist here.
Yeah, no. Nurse told me to put on a new one every 6 hours. And now I'm running out of places to put it. I had him quickly undress and discovered what I hoped I wouldn't see. Yes, he had over 50 patches on his body. By the way, the instructions include removal of the old patch before applying a new one.
We have to read that far, and let's be honest, men don't do instructions.
And finally,
thank you.
A woman in Arkansas brought her baby in to see the doctor, and he determined right away the baby had an earache. He wrote a prescription for eardrops. In the directions he wrote, put 2 drops in the right ear every 4 hours. And he abbreviated right as R with a circle around it. Several days passed. Yeah, it's exactly what you think it is. And the woman returned with her baby, complaining he still had an earache. but his little behind was getting really greasy with all those drops of oil. Doctor looked at the bottle of eardrops, and sure enough, the pharmacist had typed the following instructions on the label: put 2 drops in rear every 4 hours.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I'm glad she determined it was the baby's rear and not hers.
Or some passerby. Sir,
I need you for just a second.
yeah.
My baby's ear hurts.
Don't ever walk by here again. Last summer, we found that French President.
I just love those.
Sure, this time he takes the doctor's handwriting literally.
Literally, I had a teacher who was a public health nurse before she went into teaching. Carolyn.
Honestly, wouldn't the pharmacist go, why would you be putting an eardrop there?
Yeah, right? Exactly. So Carolyn, her job was she went into this one lady who was having child after child after child after child, and she was on dependents on the state, and they said, you got to stop having kids. So here's some birth control. You know what to do with it? And she says yes. After she had the next child, Carolyn was sent out again and said, didn't you use them? Yeah, but they keep falling out.
Last summer, I haven't heard this, but I expect most of France has. French President Emmanuel Macron. Put too many R's in there. Now has the singular distinction of being the first French head of state ever to receive a body part in the mail.
Oh, nice. Good for him.
How did we not hear of this?
I haven't heard of it yet.
July 10th, according to the Evening Standard, a
Wow.
severed finger belonging to a living human being arrived at the Elysee Park.
Well, at some point,
What
every
palace
human
does he
being
live
was
in?
living.
No, I think this one is still as in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Remains to be living.
Where it was initially put in a fridge where the police put their snacks, the source said.
What's this? Oh, I wonder if it has any peanut butter on it.
It's finger food. This was to make sure it was preserved and could be analyzed as quickly as possible.
I think you mispronounced that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Quickly? The former owner of the digit was identified and given full medical support, but it was really unclear as just to what the meaning behind the delivery was.
Which finger was it?
Crap, I've severed my finger. I'm
Send it
going
to
to send it
Macron.
off to the president.
Do we know which digit it was?
We don't.
Okay.
For all we know, it could have been a thumb.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, you got a story. Go. Just let it go. You can do this.
Grace Hart,
Attaboy.
20,
Why does that sound like a name that should be in a TV show?
right? Feared she wouldn't get into university after her mother, Sonia, accidentally severed her thumb and sent it to Manuel Macron. That's not true. Mom accidentally threw away her portfolio.
I was wondering whose thumb she severed, but
Her
was it
art
the mums or the mams?
Her mom. Her art books had become mixed up with items her family.
So in the Bible, is it mummin for Brits?
What?
Instead of mammon, is it mummin?
Oh, mummin. Her art books had become mixed up with items her family was sending to a charity shop during a
And I
clear
told
out.
you to let it go.
Right? This all happened as Ms. Hart was preparing her portfolio for an application to study fashion at Manchester Metropolitan University. Thankfully, she was accepted, as she was able to send pictures of the work she had spent years putting together. Meantime, Grace and ma'am, spent months searching high and low to no avail. Wasn't until a year later the mystery finally started to make sense. When Ms. Hart received an Instagram message from a man called Tajwar Munir. The well-known Pakistan-based fashion photographer had found her work in a thrift store in Lahore, Pakistan, and bought it before finding her on Instagram. Grace's mom, who has since been forgiven, described the story as incredible and thank Mr. Munir. That story's incredulous.
No, incredible.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I thought that meant you couldn't eat it.
No, that means inedible. Here we go again. Can we be done now?
Maybe. Let me give it one more shake.
I worry about you.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.